So
I hear you, Miss Chalet,
anyway, I'm
but
getting up.
I honestly don't think that having a discussion about, excuse me, I honestly don't think that having a discussion about what she said is invalidating her feelings, because that's why, again, like I validated her feelings. I acknowledge that there are men like that and there
You
are
did.
women.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
I personally acknowledge that there are men like that and there are also women like that. And people be going with the, oh
That's the
well,
invalidating
it,
part.
people be going with the
That's the
whole, if it don't apply,
inval-
let it
the
fly, and the hit
invalidating
dog
part.
gonna holler. Michelet, if if black men were saying all these things that they say every day on this app and on social media in general, all these negative things about these women, and no one was to ever speak up and say a word and let it just go as if it was true, and vice versa, then I mean, we somebody has to say something. Like somebody has to I'm not, listen. I'm not up here trying to be Martin Luther King. I'm sure other people, other men and women, aren't using their platforms trying to be Martin Luther King and stop whole movements. But we cannot continue to just let people say certain things and just let that be the narrative as if it's true. Like, no, like we
No, no,
cannot we
no. That's
cannot
what I
do that.
said. Let make it more of a right. We didn't make it. We said it is true because those are her emotions and that's what she experienced, and other women have experienced it. We're not going to invalidate it and say it's not true, but what we're going to do is find the context so that we can see what she's talking about. So that now we don't do again the valid
Uh,
part when you say there are men like that. The invalidating part is the part when you say and women too. Because what you're doing is that's the tit for tat part. That's the part that's saying
uh, your audio is going out, Miss Chalet. Your audio is
we can
going
talk
out.
about us. That's a topic as well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, I can hear
Uh-oh.
you.
That
I
might
can
be.
hear you now.
Yeah,
Your
I was
audio
saying
is
so
going out.
the tip okay. I was for tat comes in the validation and when you say men yes, men there are this for women too. Because is we can't stay on the subject. We can't discuss her subject because it's her subject. We have
Is
and
her
when
audio, guys? Is her audio
again,
going out? Is her audio going out, y'all? She's breaking up
it might
for
be
me. Is she breaking up? Yeah, it's choppy.
hear
Yeah.
me?
Mute and then unmute. Mute and then unmute. Everyone's saying your audio. Yeah, we can't hear. Mute and then unmute. We can't hear you. Your stuff is going in and out.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Can
Yeah,
you
I
hear
can hear
me
you
now?
now.
Am I clear?
Yeah, you're clear.
Okay. Yeah, I was just saying, okay, good. The invalidating part becomes when we start to tit for tat because we can never have a discussion about what the experience is. Like, I like the question you said, how many people agree with her? You said that at the beginning. Now,
Mm-hmm.
let's have a discussion on what she's talking about. Then, if we want to have a discussion on how women are also similar to that, cool. But we don't do that in the discussion because the subject you brought up in your thing was what she said. So let's just stay on that and go and delve into that a little deeper. And maybe another discussion on how does this how like because I agree with you. Women also see men as either money bags or usually not for sex because we can get sex cleaner and easier, get
Right.
orgasms cleaner and easier than with men. So we generally don't use men for that, but we will use men for money. And notice how I said we. That's not me, but I did put a we in that. But I
Right.
don't do that. But I
Right.
will say we because we're talking about women. So yes, it is true that on I will not invalidate you and say yes, it is true that women as well do that. But if we can stick to what she said, then we might be able to come the men who aren't like that and the women who don't like that, we might be able to come to some kind of peace where we aren't always at each other's throat. You know what I mean about every subject. So
So let
but
me
I'm gonna
ask
let
you.
other people get on because it's my bedtime.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stay
let me
on and
ask you
listen.
one. Let me ask
Go
you one
ahead.
question though before you get off. What? Why do you, for the women
Okay.
that are having these experiences with men, Why do you think that is? Do you think it is all on the men, or do you think those women have any accountability to play in the type of men that they're attracting in their life?
I think, okay, so first to answer that question, now I'm almost 50 now. And I have
Mm-hmm.
daughters in their 20s and a son
Mm-hmm.
who's like close to 18. So I've raised children and am raising children. I've
Mm-hmm.
learned stuff that I didn't know when I was younger that I teach them. Um, so let me say how I feel about having male friends. I personally don't have male friends. And when a male attempts or says, let me be your friend, I never take that as what that is.
Right.
And the reason why is for me is I don't ever want to explain my male friends to my husband.
Right.
Whenever he comes up or shows up or whoever he is, that don't call me in the middle of the night when you have a problem. That's what a friend is to me. You
Right.
cannot call me in the middle of the night if you have a problem. Now I may be
Right.
able to call you. Now this is a one-sided friendship. So yeah, I to me a lot of women use men who they know are attracted to them. I choose not to use men who I know are attracted to me. So men who are generally attracted to women will opt for being a friend if he can't be her man, and hope that one day it happens, or just stay as a friend. And women will go right along with that and be like, knowing that you're not really my friend, because if my man come up, I'm not answering this phone. You understand what I'm saying? Or if I get in
Right.
a relationship, I'm not. So for me, friendship is what friendships is one of those things that uh if you call me in the middle of the night, I tell my husband, come on, we going to get so and so. That's a friendship to me. And I don't have any relationships like that with men unless they're my brothers, my son, people, maybe my children's father, because that's my family,
Right.
maybe them. But that's it. And my bandwidth for people, I make sure that I understand my bandwidth for having friends, people. I don't have a bandwidth for a lot of friends because there's only so much of me to spread amongst people and to care. The
Right.
more I care, the more people I care for, the less I care for the few people that I have. So I'm very, very uh, judicious about who I choose to call a friend. You may be my
Right.
coworker. You may, be a workout partner. You might, but a friend, no. I don't do male friends. I know that every male that calls themselves my friend wants to fuck me. Oh, excuse my language, wants to screw me. I know that. And if they had the opportunity, they would. So I don't deal with them.
Thank you.
I don't
Thank you, Miss
deal with
Shalay. And
them.
I don't mean to cut
I
you
don't
off,
deal with them.
but I've had this conversation in the past, and I've asked women, I
Yeah.
said, out of 10 men, I
Yep.
said, as a grown woman, how many of them do you think really only just want to be your friend? And the answers that I've gotten when I've had this conversation in the
No.
past, when they've been honest, they've said probably either only one, and a few of them have said two. So
One maybe. Yep.
as a grown
Yep.
woman
Maybe
that
one in
men
a
are not
possible.
just trying, as a grown
Yes.
woman that
No.
men are not just trying to be your friend.
Mm-mm.
So if you know 9 out of 10
Mm-mm.
men are
No.
not just trying to be your friend, how as a grown woman will
Mm-hmm.
you be I'm trying to understand how a grown
Correct.
woman can even have this type of mindset if you know most men are not just trying to be your friend in the first place. So make it make sense to me. If nine out of
Wait,
ten,
so
if
you
like you
say
said,
ask me the question again
if
so
you
I can.
gave those men that want to pose to be your friend, if you gave those men the opportunity to sleep with you, if 9 out of 10 of those men would want to sleep with you, how as a woman, and you know that,
Uh-huh.
how as a woman can you be surprised if they're not really trying to connect with you on this quote unquote emotional level that y'all speak of? Just make that make sense to me, please.
Oh no. Well, no. If I could get them, I can get them to connect on an emotional level. I mean, I can communicate. So problem with connecting with people emotionally at all. That's not my issue. Like I'm not looking for any emotional connections as a woman. That's why I'm particular about my emotional connection. So, but if I was interested in developing an emotional connection with any of them, they would go for that too. I get to determine where that relationship goes. I can
Right.
determine if I keep you, if I say you're my friend, or I just use you, or I get to know you emotionally and talk to you and have all kind of conversations with you, or sexually. I determine that.
Right.
So if I wanted to be emotional, I can have. Now, all women can't do that, though. Going back to what you said, because I agree with you. All women do not know how to communicate. Like I have a friend, one of my best friend, she needs to be admired by men. She needs a man to want to sleep with her for her to feel good. That's what she needs. So she's not going to be around men who are just cool with her because and even if they was just for a moment, let's just say there was a space where we were hanging with men. I could talk to any men just like they were anybody. I would have no issue with talking about anything with any guy and not flirting with them, not showing them any thought that they have a chance with me.
Chance.
Just
Right.
regular conversations, deep conversations with them. Her on the other hand, she's gonna give an eye, or she's gonna flirt, or she's gonna say something, or she's gonna do something with her body to give just this little inkling of, you want me, don't you? Now show me that you
Right.
want me. So all women can't do that. What you said, all women. I have just learned in my years to be particular about everything that I share with people, whether it be sexual, whether it be emotional, whether it be mental. Like, I'm very particular. Like this conversation with you, it's a real conversation about something important. I'm not going to get on here talking about nonsense with anybody. You're not going to see me laughing and joking and twerking. You're not. I'm very particular, but everybody's not like that. So yes, you are correct, that a lot of times it is women who can't connect emotional. I mean, a lot of women have been sexually abused, just like with men not having fathers in the homes, moms not being emotionally available because she had trying to find somebody to love her, or all of us have a problem connecting emotionally with people, even when we think that we are connecting with people emotionally. A lot of times we still aren't connecting. We still are just dealing with trauma and pain. We aren't able to reveal ourselves and open up ourselves and be honest and true about our feelings, and know that we're in a safe space where somebody is not gonna, did you and da da, and we don't. That is not a place that we're in the world right now, where we feel safe to be emotional, to show our weakness. That's not a place where, especially as Black people, to nobody. So that's true for all of us. What you said is true. Men and women have a hard time connecting emotionally. Men tend not to judge men as much because men kind of can understand the mentality of it. Even if a man doesn't go exactly through what he goes through, he can kind of feel, okay, I get that. I've kind of experienced that before. I can kind of relate. Same way a woman can with another woman. Okay, I can kind of relate. I might not, yeah, but I can kind of relate. Or I might know somebody like that. But it's just hard to cross over to say, yeah, I can understand why that guy would do. I understand why she would do that. That's
Oh,
time.
you're breaking up.
Information and emotions. Anyway, I gotta go to bed, my friend.
All right. Thank you, Miss Chalet. I
Hear
appreciate you. You have a good night.
me? Hear me? The video as well, okay?
All right. All right.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Have a
All
good
right, bye
one.
bye.